how can you give the perfect trial lesson on Preply? Let's have a think about it. Now, this doesn't just apply to Preply, but any teaching platform that you're involved in where you have to give one of those trial lessons, which will eventually decide whether your student will sign up for lessons with you. To give the perfect trial lesson, you need as much info about your student as you possibly can garner. So hopefully you will have got a level test already from your student. If they haven't completed this, ask them to do it and ask as many questions as you can in that initial dialogue when you're exchanging messages. So that means questions like, what's your level and why are you studying English? This will enable you to think a little bit about your trial and try to personalize it as much as possible for your learners' needs. Now, one of the most important parts of the trial lesson is for you to be your authentic self and show off your teaching style. So maybe take an excerpt from a lesson that's level appropriate that you've had work really well in the past, and remember to show off those kind of things you do in a lesson that work really well and show off how you teach. For example, I like to use realia a lot, so would you like an apple? Yeah, I would. I also like to ask students a lot about their previous experiences learning English and what worked for them and what didn't, so that I can adapt to them in future. And as well, this opens a healthy discussion about learning styles, about how they should really be learning, how they should be using English all the time, etc. And I find that can really help. And it also takes up a lot of time and they're talking, which is always good. Some students are quite goal-focused, or they might come to you saying, Mark, I really need to pass this exam in 6 weeks, or I've got a job interview coming up. So in that case, I think it's really good to show off a little bit of a plan at the end about what you're going to do in your next lessons. So it might be something along the lines of, well, student, I noticed that you did really well in this lesson today, but you're struggling using present perfect. So our first lesson is going to be on present perfect. The second lesson, we've mentioned that you need to pass this interview that's coming up and do really well on it. So we're going to do some interview practice and vocab related in that second lesson. And you can plan out 3 or 4 lessons with them, and it shows the student that you've really thought about what you're going to do with them, that you're a professional, and it gives them a bit of structure as well, which some students that have specific requirements really like, and it will make it much more likely for them to sign up for lessons with you. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. There's something that's much more important just than having good lesson plans, asking the right questions, and also being really structured and having a lot of experience. I find that working with students, often there's one thing that they're looking for, and that is rapport. You need to build rapport with your students, and they need to feel like you're comfortable, easygoing, and that they can sit and have a conversation with you with no issues. In terms of building rapport, I think it's something that people naturally do, but just make sure as always that you're friendly and approachable from the beginning, give them a big hi, be encouraging if they're struggling or making mistakes, and just always try and be as approachable and friendly as possible, and that will go a really, really long way in making sure that students sign up with you. So, I hope this video has been useful. If you've got some other tips or tricks, put them in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe if you'd like more content like this. Have yourself a very good day. Goodbye now.